girls just be out here hating for no reason, just hating. No, I hate with purpose. Like if you're a homophobe, transphobic, racist, I'm gonna hate on you. Actually, that's just a given. Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here and you've seen a video or two, you the real MVP. I know the posting schedule has been crazy, but we're getting into it this month. It's a lot of videos dropping, a lot of videos dropping. So welcome. Whew. If you saw the video title and it spoke to you, first and foremost, I love you. You are loved and you deserve every inch of life that you have. I promise that things do get better, and when you really commit to just surrounding yourself with positive people and really pouring into yourself, life is better. Like, I'm not going to tell you that every day is going to be a good day, but you will have good days. Your life is precious and you deserve to be here. Like I said, if you're struggling with loving yourself, being confident, or any self-love related issues, there will be resources in the description box. Don't hesitate to click on any of them, and then my DMs are always open if anybody would like to talk, chit chat, yada yada yada. Just know that you are loved. Now, personally, I've always been a bad bitch. Like, it's always been in me, but it was a struggle getting that bad bitty out of me. Growing up, I've always been like the darkest person in my circle, so people treated me funny. And if you see, like, your girl is thicker than a Snicker, and the girls did not used to like that. They didn't. They used to really play in my face, and I allowed them to play in my face. So my confidence hasn't always been like here, but where I am now is here, and that's where it's going to stay, because not only have I learned to love myself, I really feel as though loving yourself can only do so much. Like, don't get me wrong, you should definitely love yourself, and you should definitely think that you are the baddest bitch out here, because you are. But with loving yourself, you have to surround yourself with people who also love you, because let's say you leave the house and people are in your face telling you that you're not pretty, you're not this, you're not this, you're this and that. It's going to be hard to love yourself. It is. Loving yourself is so much harder when you have so many outside negative influences. So you definitely are going to need a community to pour into you, a community to love on you, and a community to just be that community for you. I think that with people who struggle to love themselves or struggle with confidence related issues, a lot of people think that, like, it's all this internal thing, like, oh my God, that's a self-love. No, I mean, don't get me wrong, you definitely need to work on loving yourself, but you're gonna need people to also pour into you. Now, one of the best tips I can truly give somebody struggling to love themselves is you really gotta act different. I don't care, and this is gonna be so just trifling, but I don't care if you wake up every day and you hate yourself. When you leave that house, when you walk out your room, you're the baddest bitch alive. Nobody can touch you, nobody's seeing you, nothing. When you start acting different, they start acting different. When you are exuding just this energy, just like, oh yeah, she don't give a F about life, she don't care what anybody say, people are gonna stop talking about you. And not only are they gonna stop talking about you, their words aren't gonna hurt as much, because you put yourself on this pedestal that nobody's touching you, nobody's stopping you. And it sounds a little bit crazy, it sounds a little bit unorthodox, but I promise, when you stop feeding into people, when you just have that energy, like your crown, your head is up, the haters are gonna mind their business, because now you're not pressed to fuss with them, you're not pressed, you're not upset. Well, you may be upset, but you're not showing them that you're upset. They're gonna leave you alone. The real gag is, I don't really consider myself an extrovert or even someone with a lot of confidence. I'm just comfortable. Like, I'm so comfortable with me, who I am, where I'm going in life, where I'm headed in life. I don't care ness scale, it's up here. It's over the roof, it's better. And if you ask any of, like, my close friends or anybody that I just see or hang out on a regular, they're gonna try to convince you that I'm just this big extrovert and I just don't have any feelings and I'm very, child, I am so freaking sensitive. Like, I will cry at the drop of the hat. Like, let somebody yell at me, just now I'm like, I'm gonna go and cry. But, like, the way that I present myself to the world is so much different when I'm by myself or I'm with people that I can truly be vulnerable with. And I've learned that in, wanting to be confident and wanting to love myself, everybody does not deserve the best parts of you. Some parts of you, you just gotta keep to yourself or keep to your friends, because this is the world. These people are so freaking cruel. The moment you give the girls anything outside of what they used to, haters. And don't get me wrong, I'm a hater, okay? I am a hater, but I feel like I hate with purpose. These girls just be out here hating for no reason, just hating to hate. No, I hate with purpose. Like, if you're a homophobe, transphobic, racist, I'm gonna hate on you. Actually, that's just a given. But like regular people, I just feel like the girls just be hating sometimes, and it's just And outside of like, coming into myself and just realizing that, girl, these people do not deserve you. Don't even give them a breath, a look, a stare, a cry, nothing. One of the most valuable things that I've learned is that nobody really cares. Now, people are going to talk about you. People are going to act like they care, act like what you do is this big, big thing. But at the end of the day, when you go to get in your bed, nobody's really thinking about you. And if they are thinking about you, girl, they're weird. They're weird. They're weird. They're weird. They're weird. Nobody is really worried about you. And I think that outside of, that confidence hurdle that you have to jump over, are people just actually talking about you because they're bothered and busy and have nothing going on with their life. It's just like, on the other side of that is you have to realize that nobody really cares. Like, you could dye your hair purple or shave it off tomorrow, and nobody's really gonna bat an eye. And y'all heard the little quote, those that matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. Did I say that wrong? Those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. Those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't. It's gonna be on the screen when I figure out what it was, but like, live by that. And on top, after realizing that nobody cares, or people just really aren't as concerned with you as you think you are, and that can be like, really hurting your confidence, I feel like you're left with a few different versions of you. This is again speaking from experience. I feel like after I got over those hurdles, I was left with three versions of myself. The first version was me being scared of who I was becoming. I feel like, and this is again from my personal perspective, my personal feeling, I feel like I outgrew a lot of the friends that I had, a lot of the people that I loved, and it was hard to come into who I was, the girl, the woman that I was becoming, this confident, this boisterous person, because it was like I was scared to leave those who I was with behind. The second version of myself that I was left with was someone who had placed so many unrealistic expectations over my life that it was hard to do or see anything beyond that, because I just wasn't being realistic with myself. And that's not saying don't set goals or don't set in your mind things that you want to do, things that you want to complete, but again, you have to be realistic. And when you're in a place where you aren't being realistic with yourself, especially when it comes, to being confident and truly loving who you are, and you have those problems. Like, one of my goals this year is like, losing weight and just honestly becoming more healthy overall. And in the past, I struggled with like being confident, because I'm thinking, oh, you're gonna lose 150 pounds in 3 months, you can go to school. Girl, you look dumb. No, you're not actually gonna do that. And you just look dumb because you thought you was, and that was an unrealistic expectation that you placed on yourself. And now it's just like, girl, what? And then the last version of myself that I was left with after I, stepped into this, okay, girl, I love you, we love you, what are we doing, was I realized I truly wasn't comfortable with myself. And I think that in wanting to be confident and wanting to be all that you are 24/7, you really have to get comfortable with every inch of who you are. I mean, the stuff you hate, the stuff you like, the stuff you think you could live without it, you really have to embrace it. Because if you don't get to a place where you love you so freaking much, it's hard to do anything else. You're not going to be able to push people in that direction. Not that you should have to push and pull anybody to love you or be there for you, but like, you can't be out here expecting people to love you and see you as this beautiful, bold woman or person that you are when you don't see yourself in that same light. So being comfortable with yourself is a must. Like, it's a must. And all versions of you are valid, even the parts that aren't healed. But the trick to becoming confident in your skin is truly embracing every single part of you, even on days when you don't want to. Once you get to a place where you've embraced yourself holistically, it gets better. Now it ain't gonna get better the next day. You may not wake up the next day feeling like a bad bitty, but I promise once you start to love yourself, like once you wake up and look in the mirror and you don't hate the person that you see, I promise you everything else just feels like a breeze. Because while it can feel like, you have outside people and forces preying on you or talking about you, da 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 da, once you get over you, like I promise you are your biggest obstacle. As corny as it sounds, you are your biggest obstacle. And once you hop over that, it's over. It's over. And with struggling with self confidence or loving yourself, it's gonna take more than makeup. It might even take more than a little weight loss journey, a little health journey to get you to where you are. Because honestly, those things can sometimes mask the problem and kind of push you in further into the opposite direction. Sometimes you really just kind of bite the bullet and see what is going on up here. It's really a holistic process. Joe said it best. Nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent. And I think that is, again, so important when learning to love yourself, when wanting to be confident in the skin that the Lord gifted you with. It's just, you have to be your own cheerleader. You have to be your own best friend, your wingman, the whole nine, because it's so many people in the world who are going to love you. But if you are in a place where you love yourself, how can you get to those people? And then if you're in a place where you don't love yourself, continue to surround yourself with people who love you and people who are going to pour into you. Because honestly, if you have that support system off rip, it's going to be a little bit easier to get to that place, where you love yourself. Because like I said in the beginning, you can, be going through this journey, this self-love journey, da 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 da. But if you don't necessarily have those people who are cheering you on, who are your cheerleaders, you might struggle a little. Self-love isn't, this linear journey where it's just like, oh, okay, at this step, I love myself. At 10, the next step is going to be 15, the next step is going to be 20. No, it's like, oh, I love myself maybe 200% today. The next day, you might be at like 10. The following, you might be at like 30. Like, it's this mind game, y'all. I'm telling you that. It's just like that. One day I'm good. Next day, this dress ain't really giving what it's supposed to give. It's a long process. But with that, some tips that I just have, if you're looking to pour into yourself a little more and get to that place where like, oh, I'm 100%, that you heard Lizzo, is one, be intentional with loving yourself. Like, literally wake up and think, how can I love myself today? What can I do today that is going to make me look in the mirror and know that I am that girl? Like, what is it going to be today? Am I going to get my nails done? Am I going to pray? Am I going to meditate? Like, literally, every day you get up, piece of paper, sticky note, journal, write down how you are going to love yourself, how you are going to pour into yourself, and make that a habit. The second tip, similar to the first, practice self-love every chance you get. They say that a habit is formed, I want to say every 67 days. I think it used to be 21, and then the girls turn around and say 67. But literally find a planner, a notebook, a sticky note, something, and be intentional and try to plan out how you're going to love yourself. What are you going to do today that's going to make you look in the mirror and be like, oh yeah, you ate today, sis. Oh yeah, I got you. And even if it's as simple as journaling, as simple as praying, once you start those habits of loving yourself, of caring for yourself, it's going to become so natural. Like, it's not going to be a second thought. You're not going to have to write it down because you're just going to know, oh, today this is what I did to love myself. The third tip is to take care of yourself. Like, if you need a spa day, if your nails look a little crusty, take yourself to the spa. If you know you want to eat something good, cook it. If you know you want to go somewhere, if you want to buy something, literally do it. I think that life is so short to be playing around with the Lord, to be playing around with yourself. If it's something that you want to do, if you know you're having health-related issues, if you're having any problems, mentally, if you're facing any challenges, again, one is going to be in the description box. There are going to be some resources, and then like literally take care of yourself. You only get one body. I know they be talking about putting you on other people's bodies and the whole freezing people's bodies and winging and all that. Literally take care of yourself. Find something, anything, very much something to do so that you can know that you're taken care of. Even if it's as simple as going to the freaking dentist, bro. find something to do to show that you're taking care of yourself. My fourth tip is to be kind. I truly believe that you get what you put out into the world back tenfold. I don't know if y'all religious, but y'all better get into that Bible. Romans 8:28. All things work for the good of those who serve him. And if you out here being nasty, if you rude, if you gossiping, if you're talking about people stink, of course you're not gonna go home feeling fulfilled, feeling at 110% because you was just out here doing people filthy. Literally wake up, commit to being kind, commit to being positive, and not even on no positive, sunshine and roses, but please do not be out here in these streets going out of your way to make people feel bad, because it's giving weirdo. Literally just be kind. Literally random acts of kindness. Find something to do that's gonna be like you're putting. This is my kindness contribution for the day. This is what I've done to be kind. This is what I've done to pour into others, especially as someone who is maybe struggling with self-confidence or struggling with loving yourself. I find that one of the ways that like cheers me up is pouring into other people. I guess that's like one of my love languages, but find a way to pour in somebody. And then my fifth and final tip is to literally surround yourself with people who love you. I think having a support system is super, 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 super important when you're struggling with these kind of issues, because like I said, I've said it a couple of times actually, if you don't have those positive, forces, whether it's your friends, your families, or, just a support system that you built, you're going to have a hard time. Now, that's not to say that loving yourself and building confidence will be impossible without that support system, but having one, chica, it's going to be so, I don't even want to say it's going to be easier. It's just going to be a different experience when you have that support system of people willing and ready support into you. And then finally, if you haven't heard it already, like I hope that you learned something from this video. I hope that this video helped you in some way, shape, or form. And then if you haven't heard it already today, you are beautiful. You are worthy. You are worthy of life, of living, and you are everything that you should be. You're everything that you could be. Even though I just said you could die any day, I promise that you have so many more days to live, so much more in this world to accomplish, and the world needs you here. You are valued, you are loved, and it gets better. That's such a cliche thing to say. I feel like it's so cliche to say it gets better, but I promise it gets better. Your body is beautiful. You are beautiful, and I want you to know that your outsideness is not a representation of who you are meant to be, or where you are going. You have the power to change your entire life, your destiny, however you want to write it, but you belong here. We love you. You are worthy. Confidence is not something that is outside of your reach. Confidence is your birthright. It's something that you were born with. You just got to tap in and find it, because this world is a scary place to be in. These people are crazy, but every part of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, even the parts that you may not like, they're lovely. You are lovely. You should take pride in who you are, where you come from, and know that your life has meaning. That you're really that girl, and everything that you prayed for, everything that you wished for, everything that you manifested is coming. Be patient, and remember to invest in yourself. Take yourself out. Love you, because again, this world is cruel. These people are crazy, but you gotta hold you down, see. And as you continue to hold you down, as you continue to practice self-care, I promise it gets better. That's all I have today. If you like this message, if you like this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. This will be a series. I'm not set on a name yet. Hopefully by the time this is posted, it'll be under a series name, but for the time being, let's just say this is our self-love series. And if you have any video ideas or anything that you would like to see, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments. Thank you. And remember, you a bad bitch. You're a baddie. You're a baddie. Please don't be on the net having these people play with you. I'm telling you, you're a bad bitch.